All right, welcome back here on Live Impact News on the WCNC Charlotte app. All right, we got an icon in here. I almost took off my glasses to introduce him, but I'm gonna keep him on because I can't see. So we got an artist, composer, pastor, producer, entrepreneur, author, husband, father. And he's been doing this 30 plus years, refusing to stay inside the lines. Truly an icon, not only within the gospel space, but within culture. And guess what? He's hosting the Stellar Awards. We got Kirk Franklin here in the building.
What's up, King? How you doing?
I'm all right, man.
Now, I'm not a pastor.
Okay.
Yeah. I've never had a church. I've never pastored.
Okay.
But
It was on your website, by the way.
Really?
Yeah, it was on your website.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I got to check that out. I don't know what
got it from the website. I got it from the website.
Yeah.
Okay.
Reverend Bishop Elder.
Okay.
Franklin, yeah.
He has a new title today, Reverend Bishop Elder.
No, he don't. No, he don't.
How does it feel?
Oh man, I'm glad to be back into the community. I love my community. I won my first Stellar Award back in 1993.
1993?
Yeah, for Best New Artist. And so, I've just been a part of the community for a long time, and it's family for me. And it's just one of the few times all the artists get to see each other, be around each other, and it's more about the love that we feel for each other. And so it's just going to be like a big love festival for us, and so that's why we're happy to be together.
What are you looking forward to?
And just to be able to see my peers.
Yeah.
Love seeing my peers, love being able to support them, love being able to be in the same room with everybody, because again, we don't really get a chance to see each other that much. It's because everybody's busy, everybody's working, everybody's trying to make it happen. But at events like this, you get a chance to just for a minute, slow down, hug everybody, have some brief words, laugh a little bit, and it's a beautiful thing.
Do you get to slow down? I mean, you're hosting. You got a lot going on, man. Do you get a chance to slow down?
I don't need to slow down. I don't want to slow down. I don't have a need. I mean, like my OGs always told me, you take a nap when you get to heaven, So it's like, until then, there's a lot of work to do, and I'm grateful. I'm thankful that the phone's still ringing.
Man, your music has inspired so many people. I even listen back to your older music, and like I hear like Funkadelics, right? Who do you listen to now?
I listen to everything.
Okay.
I listen to everything. I listen to classical, gospel, old school gospel, the jazz. I listen to R&B, hip hop. I love, just instrumental. I love everybody from Yo-Yo Mock to Shaka Khan to Shirley Caesar to Drake. Yeah. I'm a music fan. I am literally a music head, and so anything that's good and you can tell that true artistry and intentionality went into the work, I'm a fan of it.
What do you want to do next?
Whatever God puts in front of me. Whatever God puts in front of me is what I want to do, and I want to do it well. Whatever that is, I mean, my attitude always is I'm a brand new artist. So whatever God puts me in front of, it's like it's going to be my very first time doing it. Like, I live for first time energy. I have first time energy everywhere I go, and so I don't plan on changing that. It fuels me, it works, and that's the posture I'll always take.
Maybe a pastor? I know I messed it up.
No. Is I don't have a passion for pastor. It's because I think that's a very unique calling. I think a pastor in the original space is one that is really settled.
Yeah.
It's because to shepherd the sheep, you got to know the sheep, and you got to know them not just on Sunday. You got to be able to do life with people, and I like to be mobile. I like to move around. I like to mix it up. I like to do different things. I get bored quick, and so I like to move around. I am impulsive. I like to do music. Then I like to jump on a stage. I like to go write. I like to create. I like to build. I am too abnormal for the normal space that a shepherd has to be, because that's a serious job. It's a serious job walking out life with people every day.
When did you know you were in your calling? Speaking of callings, when did you know you were in your calling?
Well, it's I don't know that you know until you know. I'll say it again. I don't know that you know until you know. I think that you move in the direction that the wind is blowing you in, and you end up being in the very place where you're destined to be, because God hits moving targets. And so you got to move to even find out what direction God's wind is blowing for your life. and then you look up, and at some point you feel the peace of, like, I am more peaceful with this version of Kirk than any other version of Kirk I've ever been.
Really?
Oh man. Oh man.
Was that like within the last couple of years, last 10
I'd
years?
say so, but the last 5-6 years.
5-6 years?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. This version of Kirk is probably the purest, unadulterated Kirk.
Mm-hmm.
And I like him. You know, he you know, he a little rough on the edges, you know, he need a lot of work, you know, and I'm cool with that. Versus performing that I don't, but trying to perform within this religious dogma that I don't need to work, or that I try to pretend just to make everybody happy that I don't have a lot of work to do. I'd rather introduce myself like I'm at an AA meeting. You know, hi, my name is Kirk, and I'm much more comfortable in that broken space, and I see a grace there that I would have never experienced. I believe, you know, that God opposes the proud, the text says, but He gives grace to the humble, and He's close to the brokenhearted. And I love that the fact, even when you look at the journey of Paul's letters, when you look at the first writings when Paul became a convert, by the time he continued to write letters to the churches all across the province of Asia, he became more aware of his imperfection. So by the time he gets to his last letters, he's calling himself a chief sinners. He said himself, he'll say things like, I'm the least of those, I'm the worst of those. But he says that as he grows in his faith. The more in his faith he grew, the more of his deficiencies he was aware of. That's dope. And I think that that's what the real journey is. I think that people become arrogant and become very haughty in their faith, are people that are further away from the fire. Because the closer you are to the fire, you realize how deficient and how small you are. And in that, you begin to see the bigness of who God is. And so that's what I think is reflective of the real walk. That's why I have a problem with people posture themselves as doctors instead of patients.
I heard you talk about that having that patient-to-patient relationship.
Yes. It's because I'm always in need of the medicine.
Man.
Yeah, man.
Look, I have a bunch of questions, but I want to be a little selfless.
You can ask a couple.
But we got a question here in the room. Anders here, our amazing digital producer. What you got, Anders?
Yeah, absolutely. So with you being the dynamic entertainer that you are, you're used to being on stage, performing, and now you're hosting the Stellar Awards for the third time. So tell me a little bit about what's the difference between preparing for something like the Stellar Awards versus performing on stage.
Gotcha. I think that there's more cognizant preparation. I think that you have to be intentional of the beat. You got to be intentional with the teleprompter. You got to be intentional to make sure that whatever you are delivering, that it lands. Where on tour, you rehearse for the tour, but you're rehearsing music. You know that one of the most humbling things about this gift of songwriting is that I'm living with the song much longer than by the time you hear it. So by the time you hear it, I've already lived with it, right? You know, I lived with it in its embryonic state, you know, and then after giving birth to it, going through the process of it being produced and then it being executed and released. So I've had a chance to live with the baby, so I kind of know the baby. So when I get on stage, I'm really walking out something that I'm very familiar with. Well, when you're hosting a TV show like this, you are working with writers and other producers, and so all together, there's ideation happening at the same time. And it's happening, 24, 48, 72 hours before the event. So there's a different process and a different part of your mind that you really have to engage with. And so they are two totally different spaces of preparation and delivery. But I love them both. I love being impulsive. I love being ADHD all over the place, which I am, and I love trying to find ways to be new in storytelling, and whether it's musical or whether it's in spaces like hosting. So I'm grateful for every opportunity because it allows me to tap into new just ranges and to continue to push.
You said you like being all over the place. You like being on the go. What makes you nervous? Does this make you nervous at all? You ever get nervous?
Yeah, but the thing is, I get nervous about having nothing to do with this.
Hold on, what makes you nervous?
What makes me nervous? I think that what makes me nervous is the fact that I probably have a mind that overthinks. And in my overthinking about what's next or what to do, a lot of times I can talk myself into scenarios that probably don't even exist. And that at times can be its own area of an anxiousness. But I mean, being on stage and being in front of people, it's home. It feels very comfortable. There's some anxiety that when it's time to maybe try to give birth to something new, there's always a fear that maybe you've written your best song or your last song. There's always the worry that it won't come again, and then you realize at the end of the day that God's the pen, you're the ink, and the world's the paper.
I got to ask this question because we had Ricky Dillard in here earlier. He went to Nana Morrison, Soul Food. So he kind of had a little bit of itis when he came here. Great interview. Great brother. Where are you going to go eat after this? You were talking about food. What were y'all talking about? What?
It ain't going to be soul food. I haven't had soul food in decades.
Bar taco? Did I hear Bar taco?
Bar taco, yeah. But I'm going to get a brown rice bowl.
Okay.
With rotisserie chicken, white chicken, chicken breast. Like I said, brown rice is a good carb and veggies. Like that's what I'm going to eat. Like, I'm a boring eater. Boring.
I get that.
But don't nobody want to see you on stage with your stomach hanging over your pants and you sweating.
Look, the Stellar Awards is no judgment though.
They
gonna judge.
It better be. We got. Why can we? Come on, man. We still got to shoot for excellence.
Well, I feel you.
Yeah.
Kirk Franklin, man, awesome as always. Every time I see your interviews, what you've done for our culture, gospel music. Thank you so much for your time. I know you're a busy man. You're all over the place.
I'm glad to be here.
Man, hosting the Stellar Awards. Man, big deal here in Charlotte for the first time.
Got a lot. Charlotte has been mad love to us, man. It's been crazy.
What do you love about Charlotte? I was about to ask you that.
Well, I've been coming here for years for a Six Flags event.
Okay.
What is it called? What was it called? Yeah, Carowinds. I was coming here for 10, 15 years.
Oh, so you were on Thunder Road, the wooden roller coaster.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we would do concerts out there.
Oh
Yeah, for years. Oh man, this was one of the highlights of my year for years. Coming to do Six Flags here. So I've been a part of this community. I've been coming here for a long time, and then, this is a major market for gospel music. So all of the tours have come through here. So I've been a part of many tours that have been part of this community. It's been beautiful. It has been beautiful. This part of the country for me, just the Carolinas.
Yeah.
Man, Winston-Salem.
I see you talking about my hometown. You talking about
Greensboro.
High Point? You gonna shout out High Point?
Yeah, High Point.
Okay. I was waiting. That's my hometown.
Raleigh.
Okay.
And oh man, like it has just been really, really part of just the aesthetic of gospel music. That these have been really strong key points of the communities that have always supported this genre. And so you come here and you just feel the love. And it's amazing. It's because the Stellars are feeling the love from the community.
Man.
Like the tickets are going crazy. It's great.
Man, we love you, man. We love you here in North Carolina and South Carolina. Rep for our South Carolina folk. Kirk Franklin, host of the Stellar Awards. Again, thank you for coming. Man, that dude is aging like Benjamin Button in reverse, man.
And you want me to go get some soul food?
Nah, look, I was just telling you what Ricky Dillard did. I'm just telling. Thank you again for stopping through here in studio here on Live Impact News. Can we give a clap it up for Kirk Franklin? Thank you. Let's head to break, folks. We'll be back here in just a couple of minutes here on Live Impact News on the WCNC Charlotte app.